So testing mic without the VR on, testing. And now testing with the mic on, the VR on. And testing mic on, VR on, visual as well. So I'm just seeing if it's relying on the mic from the PS even when the VR's switched on, but not like on head calibrated. Because if it's just in the room, it sort of has that, you know, set up pre-logo anyway. Apart from all that, let's just fucking get on here. Wanted to do a few laps because I did a practice yesterday and had a pretty good time, so I might have a good result here. And didn't want to squash in like I did yesterday. I'm gonna actually restart the stream in an hour, probably about 10 to quarter to 10 to as the event window opens, and just restart it as a race stream. But last night I labelled it wrong, realised what I'd done for today's race rather than yesterday's race, but fixed it up anyway. Everyone got the idea, because thanks anyway for tuning in to see how that race went. It was going to be pretty much an open book on how things were going to turn out. Some people knew they were going to do well if they're pulling 12s, shit. And even Tidgney and other top world, like, they got a lot more competition for their Nations Cup in other regions like Europe. They've got all the other countries in at the same time, whereas we have, how would you say, we've got the, was that Nations? Yeah. We've got only Australians, but we've got the Oceania label. So even though I was in, like last night, there was, he was the top driver. They've then got maybe top split with a whole lobby of this dude, a whole lobby of this dude, and a whole lobby of this dude, and I was maybe in the fourth from the top split. But that's relying on the fact that maybe there was, what do you call it, only Australia and New Zealand, and yet, you know, where's all the other Oceania for that we... When they changed earlier on in, I think it was GT Sport, and they changed from Nations Cup being all of Oceania to just ours, I thought, okay, yeah, they're going to fix it up because they're having server difficulties or something, but they've... they didn't do manufacturers. I don't know if they're trying to compare between the two championships, but they just kept it that way. And okay, it's set in. I never really gave it a thought ever since. But when you see the competition level for when they do have an entire region, it's like higher. I don't know. But still, I mean, there was only 260 or so, 240 or something points on offer in the split that I was in, and it should be top split is 300. So there isn't, even for first place here, 267. What's to say he came? I don't know if he came first or not, but was he in a 300 point split? Because there wasn't the rest of Oceania in it. And have they gone one to the rest of the, and one to Australia and New Zealand, one to the rest and one to New Zealand as the splits, as the slots are opened up on race day? So I really haven't given it a thought as to how that works, because I thought, oh yeah, this must be top split because it's got one of these top time drivers, but even A. Lee had been surpassed on race day from when I looked at the what do you call it when you look at the it should be just here, practice time, the ranking board. So you got the global ranking board for Toyota, but we'll only race Oceania in the event. Is it global ranking board for nations? And then we have the other ranking board. So that'll be the global ranking board again, and that's what we generally, go off. So he was in, A. Lee was in the global ranking board. Oh, wicked. Monza is SF. That is good. Because going from go, and it is a long straight, that first one, to the chicane, right as that red dot gets to there, you can't get better than an open wheeler downforce car to go from flat top speed to the slowest of chicanes in probably, it's a bus stop, that thing. That is stop, get off the bus, freaking shut the door, and then get going again type of thing. So that's a good track for it too. Looking forward to exhibition round 8. Was it me? Oh no, 3. This one's 7. Next week's 8. Alright, that won't be for a month, so we'll jump in here. Enough pollywaffling on about this. I haven't even got a good ranking here, but if I do finish well, mediums, this should be a good race. Time's 5, but it's sort of semi freaking endurance. So you do have to pit once, blah blah blah, but there's no hards on offer, so it's going to be as well as you can find your gap. There's no there won't be a throwaway there. Let's sort of stretch out for a 1 stop. Fuck, that might be 2 stops. Times 5. Mediums. 10. That'd be just 10 or 10 plus. 12 would be a stretch. Let's see what the tyre wear is going to be like while we've got time to find a lobby. That's a bit of a stretch. What I found yesterday is that I got gearboxed when I went to the lobby with my Honda. So, depending on the lobby, that often used to happen with our wheel-to-wheel league when we had the private league, and you'd have a car and you might get the same gearbox or not the same gearbox on race day with the lobby, as all your competitors start to improve their times and the algorithms for the fastest green line on race day gets loaded into that individual lobby. Like, you set up the lobby, you set up the specs, you open the lobby. Even if you've opened it before, everyone that pours into the lobby then lays down the best braking points, the best green line that's added into that fucking... I'm trying not to swear so much. It really is my forte. Alright. Practice. Colombia. What's that flag? TGR. Oh, Toyota Gazoo. GT7. It's for real. Could be the go. YouTube Group 1. 3 final round practice. This is the final round. Or final practice. Is it only a 7-round season? Can't be. Rambo. So this is the only thing. We'll have a look at this Japanese one. Round 2. Yeah. What's this about? It's round 7, isn't it? Group 3. TGTC. Toyota Gazoo. TGR Must be this one. Oh, it's a race for real. 3 only. Final round practice. I'll have a look at this one anyway. I don't think it's final round, but it's definitely... Because 2 was the Nations Cup, round 2. Somebody might have done what I did, got the arse about face this weekend with the round 2 or round 7. But I wrote Toyota Gazoo round 2 for last night's race instead of Nations 7. And well, somebody's making their pit stop, so we'll see. And it's the leader, which is kind of good. We'll see how many laps they're going to have once the load up, because he's flogged those tyres. That's halfway. It must be, oh shit, 15. So they've halved the requirement there. Was it 24? 24 laps? There's a Mazda. And he's popped out. Hate that when it resets and it's not square. So he's popped out. Gotta remember to reboot my fucking wheel. I might do that now because I'm in the lobby. So if his tyres are flogged, it's got to be just more than 10 laps now. And why they've done 15, it's not 30 laps. They might be just trying to stretch, give people the option to run the first stint that little bit longer, maybe, and have a faster second stint. Because even if they're rehearsing their second stint, you wouldn't come out with full petrol, surely. Because the petrol's only times 1 or 2, it's pretty low, isn't it? So if you were going to have a longer second stint with a lighter car, because you got less fuel, it would make sense to me to have a shorter first stint, pull the undercut. Why they would do 15, not 12. Just for argument's sake, I guess maybe it is to suggest, hey, with your full fuel, you can go a little bit further if you want, which is an option. You know, you might want to go long. There isn't the gaps. You want to have that option. No change. Was that no change question mark? What do we got here? Options. No chat. Alright, so if I go out and then in again, we might get a lap indication. 11 of 15, so he pitted, was he 4th or 3rd? 3rd, he pitted on his 10th lap. That's what I was thinking, just 10 laps plus would be really ringing out. Softs are 8, 9, 10. Mediums would be 10, 11, 12, or even 9, 10, 11. We've got to get 12 out of medium, so the option really is low with a one stop to have your lap times deteriorate on your first stint, because you got the heavy car, you got a lot of manoeuvring around traffic and stuff in the first stint. You're going to do a shorter stint first, or your tyres are going to be slower, quicker in your first stint. So that's my just adding shit up out loud, you know. We've got the laps here to muck around with. He's obviously pitted a lot earlier, and he may not have pitted at all. He might be going for a last lap hit up, because his gap is quite low, but he'll still be 4th. Because if he's pit early, he's going to win this race. Unless he can make up 5 seconds. Because he pit in first place, he was probably not that. He was a long way ahead. He was 10 seconds at least in front of Predator Porte. When he pit 15 seconds, it's straight pit window. It's got the chicane, but it's a medium speed entry, and it's on the straight. There's no real going around any corners. Just that speed calming sort of scenario. Why is he say pit and he didn't change just for a quicker pit? He's not going to make up 5 seconds. I don't see why he did that. But for this, like I said, for this spec, which is silly, 15, sure. What relevance it has in practice? Well, he's just trying to win this race. He tries to win every race he sits down at. He's not going to, because this guy is obviously going to win. Unless he looked after his tyres. He can't look after your tyres that well, surely. Get 12, 15 laps without a stop. If he does pass this guy, who still has to pit. It's irrelevant. Nice livery though. Tron Predator. And Castrol. Edge. He's got the double edge advantage. But he is gonna slip out. So that's not even. I'm gonna get that off of mine because he's done the no change stop. It's irrelevant. And look at that, fuel wise, on the Mazda especially, which is better on fuel. NSX, they're identical on fuel. 13 laps and he's half a tank, so you will have to have a tyre change and you will not have to refuel. But if you absolutely burn fuel, you could finish on fumes, because that is lap 12 of, yeah, they're on now. Easily you could have probably just revved that past halfway fuel use. So that's useful data. Other than that, we'll just get on track and do a bit of a warm-up, because we're not going to have much time and they've got a 15 lap stint. So yeah, if the Castrol guy is just, you know, taking in, okay, maybe I do want to have the option to go long. He's sort of made his pit stop irrelevant for this race by just seeing how long his tyres last, complying with the race spec, but just seeing how long his tyres last. So I guess I'm interested for this R8 or Mazda. Is it an R8, that thing? What do they call it? It doesn't have the label there. I'm interested to see what A, his fuel is. You have to fuel. B, his tyres are good, but if he's had to, even if you halve that, that's 7 laps a piece. His tyres are shred. So maybe that's what the NSX popularity has got, because it's the absolute dominant car. Has got better tyre wear, but I'm guessing this guy hasn't got super good tyre wear. I'm guessing because he's got this guy who's got super bad tyre wear, he's definitely done the change and still stayed ahead. So for mine, it's a definite fucking tyre change. Oop. If he's going to hack him now with really bad tyre wear, he's got the inside for the sequence. Oh, and he did. He outsmarted him. Oh no, it was just a snap. There we go. Can't possibly win from here, because he's got yet again another inside. So if they're just companions, Portugal and Spain race each other frequently. He probably is just giving him a bit of, could have taken you if I wanted to, but we'll just do it on the straight. That was too early. I would have bumped him. He's got to use more tyre. It's the final lap. Yeah, he's got to use more tyre on this one. Who might be able to do the switchback. She does, nice and clean. Oof! Should have left a little bit more room, but it didn't compromise his speed, and he got it done. Well done. For the last lap, he is absolutely sticking it, because this guy is way better on tyre. But I can't see how Blue Blood's bloody, he hasn't pit yet. So he's going to get the pit penalty. Oh, he might have done a tyre throwaway. No change tyre throwaway first lap. I do declare. At best, he's got the outside for this whole sequence. Even if he shortens him up, he's not going to finish the sequence. Yeah, I'd say he threw the tyres away. First lap or second lap. You can't possibly have that much tyre wear. with a tyre change. How did Castrol go? Oh, he's dropped out. He got past. Oh! So yeah, not even 15 laps out of a set of tyres. And that was with a turn one, not even, with one of his laps was not high speed because he came out of the pits and he didn't hack that left hand side on one of the especially on your drivetrain there, his rear wheels just not being able to pull him around the corner. Anyway, the valuable data is do not fuel, definitely pass go, and probably definitely collect $200 tyres. Pret-a-porter shattered in. What do we got here? Canada, France, Spain, Portugal, Japan. They're going to race again? I suppose they could. But we came in at, just after. We got a 15-minute race there, 15 laps. They're not going to do another one. What is the laps here? A minute and a half. That just ticked over, so there's 12. Quarter two. It's 15 and 12. 27 minutes. Alright, just a bit of tyre wear then. Bit of lap practice. Damn it. Thought they might do that. Didn't have time to do another race, I couldn't imagine comfortably. So we might do some hot laps in the race, sport mode. Hopefully get a quality down. At least we know what the tyre wear is going to be. We can accommodate for a pretty bad deg. A fairly short first stint, I'd say. Halfway 12, maybe 10, 9, 10, 11 be the window. Points ranking for Toyota. So 8th in Queensland, which is usually my guess because it fluctuates less the more I get into the top 5. If I'm in first to 3 in the top 3 in Queensland, then that's pretty. I know I'm in a sort of bad way, but I haven't been able to get many points in these last 2 rounds. They've been low points. I should be anywhere around 160, 170 is bad. And I'm retained at 160, so I've got a bad run and an average 201. So plus 200 is good to excellent. 201 is good, but I've got one sort of low ball, or as good as some bloody freaking lobbies offer. So even with placings in these round 5 and 6. Placings has only been 150. It's probably been out of 160, 170 tops, and I'd assume I'll get that tonight. That's why I like to go in the first lobby, because they stretch the matching out like they did last night. My first lobbies can sometimes offer more for even a place than a first place in the next subsequent runners up. So it's tougher to get the spec right without a practice run, but it's also yielding, very yielding. Yep, we got the car, we haven't got the tyres. Yep, we got the tyres. Let's get in the fucking track then. Try and get a hot lap down. 1:39.7. This is a very good streamlined car. Sort of sits really low. It was the other marker. I think that was the 100. Even a medium squirt in second then, especially if you get slow speeds. It's the acceleration as well. I like that corner when you get it right. It is hard to cover that apex with a fast apex speed in the higher gear. It's sometimes better to cover that corner with the lower gear and just compromise your exit speed by defending. But is it worth it when you got such a long straight to get it done from behind anyway? They can just maybe misjudge their attempt at the pass on the corner, which compromises their own straight line speed perhaps. But with the slipstream at their advantage, you can close in further, faster from further back, so it's really not worth defending. It's worth going wide, maximising your freaking straight line speed no matter what, and keeping the racing line there. But if you've got a good fast hot lap where you hit that apex, pretty much got it covered and you've got your racing exit. Here's a danger zone. People that just want to get it done too early, they don't want to wait, use the slipstream. Their impatience gets the better of them. They dive it in here nice and shallow, get it done, just to get it done. Calamities occur. Like last night, old dragline, he said, oh, chaos. He's on the inside, and he obviously missed his braking zone because he got a touch from the car on the outside, and I used the outside for my braking marker. But I felt for him because he knew, oh, chaos. What did he say? Mayhem. He knew he was partially to blame for the fucking 10-pin bowling 4 cars off the track. But it was the other guy that intentionally just thought, oh, I'm going to be in this, you know. He should have he's missed the braking marker himself and tried to stay out of it, stay wide. Intentionally tried to cut dragline off from whatever dragline was going to do at hitting the other people. He might have minimally taken 1 car out, but because the other guy tried to take dragline out, it was a 4-car pile-up all of a sudden. And it's just not, I mean, I've seen that guy race before. I don't want to say his name, but it's bad because he's quick, and I've thought, oh, well, he's in front of me, so his namesake was relevant to what I remembered him because he was quick and he was in front. So it was like he was, you know, the light of the the light of the silvery moon was his gap. But yeah, it was a chaotic event. For me to stay out of it, I was very happy. An endurance race like this, at least you got the time to come back. That was basically a sprint. Takes a few laps to get that, and I usually peg back from 5th, because then you get full decel in 4th gear. To decel and then match to that decel at high revs in 4th gear, you get maximum decel. Instead of trying to do a brake flick, and I usually conserve with front bias, my brakes. Can be fun, that corner. It's a 39.7. I'm sitting on a pretty improvable time, is what I was thinking. I have done one practice, but thought I could take half a second off that. Shit. That's wide, isn't it? Or if you stay on the red and whites, you're clear. You can go over it, but just got to stay on the rumble ripple strip. Oh, a little bit. It's a slow apex with first. Try and get rid of first, I think. It'll just be a tyre scrubber. Big snap. Probably just a 40. 2/10 off that, it's not much. 39.6, okay, I was 39.7 before. That was a full fucking second off. Shit. Dusty. Yeah, I think the aero on this is good. It's low. It's got really good stance and fuel economy, as I can recall. So maybe it's good on its tyre as well. Just less sliding around. Alright, I might go to 10. See if the lobby's open. I'll just change gear. Oh, it's got 15 minutes till open. Double snap. Not great. Trying to maximise apex speed, but still use the higher gear. Can't leave it that way. VR burps. I was going to say good final sector, but that last corner. I just tried just a grab gear there because my tyres are going to be at least half spent. Holding third, it's not going to be a good regular. Although second can be a bit more aggressive, you've also got that manoeuvrability to be a little bit slower. Don't leave it so late. Shaky. was at 39.5. It's the apex. Oh, 3 1,000ths. It's skittish through there. I'm not going to like push laps on worn tyres. I have to try and leave those ripple strips out. Like even that one on new tyres. Way dusty tyres. They should have been warmed up in the spin, but I find if you do any squealies, it's less forgiving on the next chance at a squeal. So it's sometimes good in those top lobbies to go slower without squeals. Have a better green line. That's pretty good. Shit, yeah, 10.5. I'll take it. Didn't do the hairpin well enough to keep it, but still. I know I've got leg room in the first sector. I'm not using 5th gear, which I would do normally. Oh, that was wide. Can you leave the ripple and not get a penalty? No. No. See how well how well I delta with the red flag can often help you. Unless you miss the apex altogether. $39,651. Might not have revved out fourth there, I'll have to keep that in mind. Chances are you get a penalty. Yes, chances are. Half a second in sector 1, just from using first gear. Because that 2 wasn't bad. Might make this the last lap. Oh, 22. Not going to be able to use it in quali. I was hoping to get a bit aggressive and use first gear in quali, but that's another half a second too slow. Oops. Very well covered, that apex right there. So no improvements since the first lap, whatever it was. Ah, that'll be a penalty. Alright. We've got the Black Falcon pit crew here. Ford Falcon, anyway. Go. I don't think that's going to be the case. Definitely need a new set of boots. Grab them boots. 6. Okay, I was a 39.7 before. Youngster, 38, mid. What's he in? NSX. Alright. Might have to restart this stream now and just jump in, not have any worries. Yeah. Bim 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 bim. Alright folks, thanks for getting all my free data, tuning in and finding out how tonight's race should be run.